Alright, you guys, what's going on? This is Dismay back with another video, and I was asked to do a class setup video for S&D. So basically, what I'm gonna do is like a before and after type of thing. If you didn't know, they're looking to propose a couple of bans that are gonna be banning LMGs and all that type of stuff here in the near future. So basically, what I'm doing is right now these are my classes for as it stands pre-ban. So that means pre-LMG ban, pre-shotgun ban, pre any of that kind of stuff. So. A lot of these are not going to be able to be used here in a little bit just because I abuse the system a little bit. I use pretty much anything that's cheap just because it gets you wins. Even though I don't like using it, it still works really well. So basically this first class is going to be like my all-out balls to the wall type of rush class. Like I want to be really aggressive. I really like using the Vector, obviously, because it's just so, I don't know, for some reason it's just so much better than the MTAR. If you see my MTAR class is way down here, and usually it's like in the order of how, this is like the order of how I use my classes, so this is like one of the last classes I use. But like I said, this is going to be my #1 class, is the Vector. That's my go-to class. I mean, this is when I'm not trying to play tactically, is what I'm saying. So if I'm not using strong arm stuns or nades, not using thermal, not using anything like that, and I just want to be heavily aggressive on the team, this is what I use. This next one I don't really use that much. It's just kind of the same thing as the Vector. It's just if my Vector shot's off a little bit. Most of the time, by the way, I use the muzzle brake. It's just recently I've been liking the foregrip. So it's really down to personal preference. A lot of people like the muzzle brake better. A lot of people like the red dot with the muzzle brake or the foregrip with the muzzle brake, but it's whatever. But anyway, back to the Bison. I don't use the Bison all too much. Like I said, it's just when my Vector shot feels a little bit off, I pull out the Bison just because for some reason this gun is really accurate for me, like all the time. So even if my shot's off with my Vector, this shot's usually on. If not, then I go down to my MTAR. This is my class that everyone usually watches my stream for or watches my videos for. This is basically my strong arm double nade class with also my stun on it. I get a lot of cool Kobe's with it and stuff. I'm not reading the perks, by the way, just because I'm showing you guys enough times that you guys can see exactly what to put on. If you guys want to actually put the class on, just pause it. I'm just kind of going through and telling you why I use certain classes in certain positions, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, like I said, this is going to be my double stun, or my double nade and single stun class. This is pretty much if I happen to see that they keep going to a spot over and over and over again, I always pull out this class and hit them with a Kobe, just because that's what I do. It really helps out my team when I get first pick without us having to expose our bodies at all. This next class is the Remington with the thermal sight and the FMJ with a pistol. Basically what I do, this is honestly one of my, it's either this class or my Vector class that I use. These are like my go-to classes. Obviously the thermal sight allows you to have a red dot basically and a thermal sight, which is kind of OP in my opinion. I think that when they first made this game, it should have just been a thermal sight. It shouldn't have been a hybrid. But because they added that in, there's really no need for a red dot, but sometimes I just like the red dot. But yeah, like I said, I put on the thermal just because kind of, you know, like a universal sight. This is just kind of my, you know, I want to sit back and play for picks type of gun, all that kind of stuff. And this class, alright, so there's a little bit of an explanation behind this class. If you didn't see, I posted a video a couple of days ago about the 3-piece that one of my teammates got with the VKS when we were just screwing around against like a kind of poor team. But after that game, I really started using the VKS a lot. I made a series class, if you like, as you can see right here. And I gotta say that I enjoy this sniper more than the L115 and the USR. The reason being is because when you shoot, they tend to not know where you are, obviously, because there's an integrated sniper or integrated silencer in it. The thermal really helps out just because it's just like every other sniper. I don't know, it's really nice. The accuracy is nice, and the FMJ kind of makes it so that even if they are behind a wall or whatever, even though it does have a silencer, you can still get those one-shot hits. I gotta say, I have only gotten one hit marker throughout the entire time that I've been using this, and it's just crazy to me because I've never seen a single pro use this gun before, and I really started using it, and I've dropped a couple of 12 bombs with it, even against a team that was like 17-1 or something like that. They're 66th place. It's really awesome. I really enjoy this. If you haven't tried the VKS before, I really recommend trying it. Even if it does look like a kind of random-ish gun, just try it. I promise you it works. But yeah, that's pretty much that class. Obviously, I have the pistol as like a secondary, just in case, you know, close quarters combat, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so this next class is my Sovereign class. I basically use this the entire Sovereign game. I sometimes pull it out on Freight to watch Red with. Sit inside of Red with my shotgun, and then once we get like 2 or 3 down, I'll push out of Red with my Remington. But obviously, you see the FP6 as a secondary, Remington as a primary gun. I mean, it's just a very, very overpowered class. It's very self-explanatory. You push up with the shotgun, then when there's a long engagement, you want to put on the Remington. If you can see, I have the reflex. I didn't want to waste my perks with putting in reflex in there, so I have reflex as my first. I have it as my first specialist perk. That way, as soon as I get 3 kills or 3 points or whatever, I can be able to switch instantly between the FP6 and Remington. This class might be getting banned soon, so we'll see. Hopefully not, because I really enjoy using it. It's really cool. I get a lot of aces with it, even though it is kind of OP. But on to the next one. This next class, I've seen a lot of GB stars use it. I've never really seen a pro use it, but it's going to be like a more mobile LMG class. So basically what I have is you can have any kind of sub as your primary weapon. I just like using the Vector, obviously, because it's like a very OP gun. So you have that as your primary gun, and then your secondary, you just have an M27 with thermal, or not with thermal, with FMJ. And I'm telling you, the sight on the M27 itself, the iron sight, is really, really, really good. You really don't need to have a red dot or a thermal or anything on it. It's good just the way it is with the iron sights itself. So you're kind of just wasting a attachment if you're using thermal. If it's a secondary, if it's a primary, go ahead and put on thermal. That's fine. But yeah, you guys will really enjoy this class if you put it on. I can promise you guys that. I have a really good time running this class. You know, the N27 is obviously a melter. You freaking they come around the corner, you kill them in 2 bullets. And obviously you got the OP Vector that still needs to go, but it's whatever it takes to win, right? This class I don't use too much unless I want to watch for picks or anything like that, or want to watch for crosses or anything like that, like on Octane or whatever. But honestly, I use this class as kind of like a if someone shoots bodies, this is a class I pull out, because I get really offended when people shoot bodies because I'm a little child. So I decided to pull out the thermal LMG and just spray 100 bullet lead jacket into players that I shoot. So, or into dead bodies that when I kill players or whatever. But it's whatever. So yeah, that's this class. Obviously, it's a thermal LMG. Everyone uses this kind of stuff, but you guys are just in here to see what kind of perks and stuff I use. So that's pretty much that class. That's my thermal LMG class. MTAR, it's basically the same as my Vector, same perks and everything. It's just rushing. My Vector, I might actually end up taking off steady aim, because there's really no point on having it, because I just pre-aim everything anyway. So I might just put on like a stun and a nade or something. I'm not sure yet. I think I'm gonna change that up. And then this is my actual sniper class. Well, I use the VKS a lot more now, but before this was my sniper class. I don't like thermal on snipers just because they're banning double smokes, which it's gonna be a lot less smoke covered, obviously, every map. So there's really not gonna be a whole lot of use for thermal. I mean, there is gonna be a lot of use for it, but I'd rather have the extra killing power and the extra wall damage, or wall penetration damage. So I use the USR just because I like it's more mobile than the L115 in my opinion. And then I prefer the M9 when I'm sniping. Most of the time you'll see that I have the P226, but the M9 I like because it has a higher fire rate in my opinion. The stats doesn't do it justice. It says that the P226 has a higher fire rate, but if you actually use the M9, for some reason I feel like the M9 just kills quicker, just because I have, I don't know, I have a faster trigger finger with it. I think it's just because my pattern of clicking my trigger matches the M9 better than the P226. So that's that. That's pretty much all my classes for Search and Destroy. Like I said, I'm going to be doing an updated one once everything gets banned, so look out for that. I wanted to thank you guys first off for supporting my channel. I had a massive growth spurt from the last Nate Spot video, or last Nate Spot series, and all that kind of stuff. It's awesome to be able to see all the support and stuff that I get from you guys. I just wanted to say, if you could do me the favor and share this video with your teammates or anyone that you play with, or just your Twitter, or whatever you guys want to do. Put it on the archive competitive, whatever. It doesn't matter. It means a lot. Everything helps. Like I said, I just want to thank you guys for supporting my videos, every single one of them. That's pretty much it, you guys. So hopefully you found a couple of these classes useful, and you might go and try them out. I'm telling you guys, try out this VKS class. You will not be disappointed. So that's pretty much it, you guys. I'll see you guys later.